Welcome to today's presentation in Leadership and Management. We're going to revise May-July 2023 paper, and the following are a set of objectives. So objective number 1, we have A1, which is define planning. Then A2, explain the 3 types of planning. Then B, explain the 5 reasons why planning is important in an organization. Then we have C, using relevant hospital examples, describe the 3 levels of management. Then we have D, explain N6 principles of management that you will uphold as you manage a health center. Let us begin with objective number A1. So under A1, we're told to define planning. And planning is defined as a process of setting goals, developing strategies, and outlining tasks and allocating resources as well as schedules in order to accomplish a specified goal. Let us now look at our next set of objectives, which is A2, explain the 3 types of planning. So under the 3 types of planning, we have the following. We have strategic planning. So strategic planning is defined as a process of allocating resources and initiating actions to accomplish predetermined objectives and goals. It is also used to set priorities, determining overall objectives of an organization, focus energy and resources on achieving organizational goals and strengthening operations. It's mainly done by top management and it runs for a period of 3 years. The next one is intermediate planning. So this is the planning mainly done at the middle level management, and they are mainly responsible of tasking and also polishing up on the management plans. So it is done to allocate organizational resources and coordinate internal subdivisions of the organization. So intermediate plans are for a short lifespan and mainly ranging between few months to about a year. The third one is operational planning. So operational planning is done by a component of an organization that clearly defines actions that it will take to support the strategic objectives and plans of the upper management. So this is the planning done by lower level managers, and the plans are made for a short range period covering a lifespan of 1 week to a year. Let us now move on to objective B, which is explain the 5 reasons why planning is important in an organization. So the importance of planning as follows. So number 1, planning provides direction by showing in advance what has to be done. Then it also enables to determine resources that are needed to perform a planned task. It also enables members of the organization to assess progress towards achieving the set objective. Third importance of planning is that planning establishes standards for controlling through identification of what needs to be accomplished. The fourth one is planning facilitates decision making by identifying what needs to be implemented to achieve specified goals. The last importance of planning is that it prevents possibility of crisis management since there are schedules for activities. Let us now look at our next set of objectives, which is the 3 levels of management. So the levels of management are as follows. We have number 1, the top level management. So the top level management consists of board of directors, chief executive officers, or managing directors. The top level management is the ultimate source of authority and it manages goals and policies for an organization. Here are some of the roles or functions that top level management plays. So we have number 1, lays down objectives and broad policies of an organization. Number 2, issues necessary instructions for preparations of the department concerning budgets, procedures, and schedules. Then third, it also helps in preparing strategic plans and policies for an organization. The other one is also appointments of executive members for middle level management, for example, departmental managers. The last function or role is it helps in providing guidance and direction. The next level of management is the middle level management. So the middle level managers are responsible to the top management for the following functions. So So the role or the function that they play in an organization are as follows. We have number one, executing the plans of an organization in line with the policies and directives of the top level management. It also helps in explaining and interpreting policies from the top level management to lower level. It also sends important reports to top management. The other function is it helps in evaluation of performance of lower level management. Then the last function is that it helps in motivation and also inspiration of lower level management. The last level of management is the lower level management. So the lower level management is also known as the supervisory or the operative level of management, and it also includes or it may include superintendents. So supervisory management refers to the executives whose work has to be largely with personal oversight and direction of operative employees. Their roles or duties are as follows. Number one, assigning jobs to various workers. Number two, instructing and providing guidance to workers for day-to-day activities. Third, responsible for quality of service being offered. The fourth function is to maintain good relationship in an organization. The other function or duty is that it helps to solve grievances. The other function is it helps in providing training to workers. Lastly, it also helps in disciplinary issues. Let us now move on to our last set of objectives, which is the 6 principles of management. So the following are the 6 principles of leadership and management. So we have number one, remuneration. So according to this principle, workers must be paid sufficiently, as this is the chief motivation of employees, and therefore it provides great influence towards the productivity. So this means or methods of remuneration should be fair, reasonable, and rewarding of effort. Therefore, you as a manager, you will reinforce this principle by being an advocate for improved conditions of service and motivation of staff. The next principle that we're going to discuss is division of work. So this is the specialization of the workforce according to the skills of a person, creating specific personnel and professional developments within the labor force, and therefore it increases productivity. Our third principle is unit of direction. So this principle states that all those working in the same line of activity must understand and pursue the same objective. So this principle seeks to ensure units in an organization. So the entire organization should be moving towards a common goal or objective in a common direction. Therefore, you as a ward manager, you will reinforce this principle by sharing with subordinates the objectives within the ward, and everyone must be aware and also contribute to the achievement. The fourth principle is unit of command. So this principle states that every subordinate should receive orders and be accountable to one supervisor. So if one employee receives orders from more than one supervisor, it is likely to create confusion and conflict. Therefore, you will reinforce this principle by emphasizing reporting system within the ward. Let us look at our fifth principle, which is the spirit of corps. This is maintaining teamwork spirit. So teamwork helps to develop an atmosphere of mutual trust and understanding. So team increased productivity and effectiveness. Therefore, you will reinforce this principle by applying team building activities. Lastly, we are going to look at equity. So employees must be treated with kindness and also be treated alike. So you as a ward manager should provide equal opportunities, and justice must be enacted to ensure a just working place. So it also implies that you have to be fair and impartial when dealing with subordinates. Let us just add a bonus principle, which is order. So this principle states that all material and people should be in the right place and also at the right time. Therefore, we have to enforce this principle by encouraging subordinates to put materials within the ward in the correct places for easy access and use. So this marks the end of our short presentation of today. Thank you so much for tuning in and have an amazing day.